Hey, what's up everybody? Back with another day of showing you how I'm going to build today's food plan so that I can make sure to hit my calorie goals as well as my protein, carbs, and fat goals. And I'm actually doing today's from scratch, completely blank app, says track now. So we're actually going to build this one in real time. You know, most of the time I show you after I've already built it, but every once in a while I like to actually show you how I do it, just so that, again, I'm trying to maybe see if this helps any of you figure out how to do yours. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I do these videos every single day. Do me a favor, if you find this video to be helpful, please hit the like button on it, maybe even the subscribe, and let's go ahead and get rocking and or rolling on this plan. So what we are doing is, when we start each day, this app shows you at the top how many of each of the macronutrients that you need to hit. So I've got 271 protein, 271 carbs, and 60 fat. And essentially, as we add food into this, those numbers will decrease. As well will the 2,700 calorie marker here. So we'll put food in here, those numbers will all go down. Now, I am in a cutting phase right now. 2,700 is my target for cutting, but I want to be under that just a little bit if possible. So I'm not going to try to go over it. I want to be under it, maybe 150 calories or so. That's probably my sweet spot. So I have a 3-step process to building these every single day. The first step is I add in my staples. I recommend starting your plans, whether you're doing it by day or by week or whatever it is, by figuring out what your staples are, the things that are essentially the same things every time, and add those in first. One, because it just helps you get started, right? It helps you kind of get the ball rolling on getting your plan built. And two, it's a very quick way to start decreasing those numbers at the top. It takes basically no thoughts as far as like, well, what am I going to eat? So for me, my basics are my pre and my post-workout meals. The reason they're my basics, they're my staples, is because I have a scoop of whey protein or protein isolate every single time, depending on which one I have in stock at the time. So I'm going to change this to my pre-workout. You can see this is one rounded scoop. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to do that again, the exact same whey protein or isolate protein. I'm going to select post-workout this time and hit save. Now, I also know that for my pre and my post, for sure my post, sometimes my pre, if I can afford it, is I want a couple of carbs in there for my post-workout recovery. So what I'm going to do for my carbs, and I've been doing this for a few weeks, is 1 serving of these Haribo gummy bears. Nice little 23 grams of carbs there for a single serving. That'll turn nicely into some energy for me to recover from my workout. So it's already on post. I'm going to select that. So you can see here, just right off the bat, I have a pre and a post-workout in here as well. My numbers at the top have started to decrease, so that's great. So the second step that I do on my 3-step process after I've got my staples in is I ask myself, like, what am I craving today? Am I craving anything specific? Because a lot of times when you're trying to reduce how much food you're eating or you're in a caloric deficit, you find yourself in situations where, well, you're not going to be eating as much, but you also want to keep your sanity. And if you find that you can't have the foods you want, it kind of makes you feel like you're depriving yourself. So I try to fit in cravings whenever I can on any given day just to help keep myself from going bananas. And if I have those cravings, I will add them in here now and then try to work the rest of the plan around that. I don't have those today. I don't have anything specific I am after. So then we're going to move on to the third step, which is building your meals from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, starting with breakfast and work yourself through the end of the day. So I'm going to do this fairly quick because you don't want to see how slow it sort of takes me to do this. I'm going to build a very basic plan so you can see how the numbers end up fitting together. For my breakfast, here's what I know that I want to do. I want to do liquid egg whites, which has been a staple for me pretty much every day, because it's got 0 carbs, 0 fat, which is awesome. It's pure protein. Love it. I'm going to switch this to breakfast, make it 1 cup, that's 16 tablespoons. Going to hit save there. I'm also going to add into my breakfast a cup of bone broth. You can see here 9 grams of protein, nice there. Going to add that in. So now for my breakfast, you can see here it's got some liquid egg whites and some bone broth. My number at the top continues to decline. So let's go ahead and go to a lunch. For lunch, what I'm going to do today, I've got some broccoli. Going to add that in there. 93 grams of broccoli. That's the same serving as I had yesterday. Sometimes you can sort of guess based off of a grams number and adjust it later. This is what I know that I can have, so I'm going to do that for lunch. Love that broccoli. And then I'm going to do a couple of wraps, or one wrap, similar to like I did yesterday. So the wrap itself, I'm going to find it, plain wellness wrap, one wrap for lunch. And then I'm going to add in my Prima Della turkey, which is right there in the middle, and do a turkey melt. Loving these things right now. So right now I have 3.3 ounces in there. That's because that's what I've been doing the last couple of days. Going to keep that. Just going to hit save. It's already on lunch. And I'm also going to put in a little bit of fat-free cheddar. That's for the melt part, 26 grams. That's about a serving's worth. Going to hit save on that. That looks good. And let's do a cup of country-style baked beans, 156 grams. That's a little bit more than a cup, but that's what the servings I did last time. If I wanted to change it, I could change it to 150 or 100 or whatever I want to do. Let's put 150 in it just to be easy. All right, so my lunch is now in there. You can see the numbers, of course, at the top continue to go down. That's what we want. For my dinner, what I'm going to do is actually another wrap. Well, let's do something different because you guys are here and watching and whatnot. So let's do this. Let's do a taco bowl with beans, black beans and rice. Get some carbs there. And you know what? We'll even put in a little bit of, no tuna. That sounds weird. Let's do a bag of Uncle Ben's minute rice. I'm going to do that for dinner. There's a pouch there. Let's put on some black beans. I haven't had those for a while. I actually got to go to a different category to get those right now. Black beans. Let's do let's do a cup. That sounds good. I don't want to do a whole can. Sounds like that'd make me a little bit farty if that happened. So let's go ahead and look. What else do I want to put in this taco bowl? I want to put some unflavored Greek yogurt because it tastes like sour cream, and sour cream is always good on a taco bowl. Let's put that on there, 50 grams. That seems a little bit short. Let's go with 75 for dinner. Let's put some guacamole in there. Got to have that guacamole. And maybe a little bit of salsa. You like some salsa? I got to switch categories from my salsa here. Haven't used that in a while. Where is that salsa? There we go. Salsa doesn't have hardly anything in it. I'm going to put about 5 tablespoons. See, it ups the carbs a little. And I'm actually going to go back to the fat-free cheese again that I was doing earlier and have some cheese in my Fiesta bowl. Delicious. Fat-free cheddar. Let's bump that up. I want it really cheesy. And the fat-free cheese is nice because it's got 0 fat, really low carbs, and a nice protein, as you can see there. So we're going to add that in. Now, let's take a look because in theory, I'm going to reorder this. Let's see, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right. So starting with the beginning of my day, you can see the numbers at the top. I'm really starting to work these numbers down. I got my breakfast. It looks good. Got my lunch, looking good there. Nice big size lunch. For dinner, nice Fiesta bowl. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do a side of Quest protein chips because I'm digging on those lately. Okay. So I've done my pre-workout, my post-workout. I've done all 3 meals of the day. I've also done whatever cravings I've got. So I've got nice sized meals, but I've still got 752 calories essentially that I've got that I can use here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some snacks because, of course, when you're not eating very much, snacks helps you feel less hungry throughout the day. So the question is, what kind of snacks do I want to do? Well, I've got a lot of protein I still need to hit. Got a decent amount of fat that I can hit. So if I'm thinking about protein, here's what I would do. I'm probably going to do a pouch of tuna. I mentioned tuna earlier. This is just a pouch. You tear the top of it off, eat it up real quick. So let's do some tuna hot buffalo style. You can see here, I'm going to switch this to snack. 15 grams of protein, 1 gram carb, 1 gram fat. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. So I'll eat that later on today. You can see the numbers here, dwindling. Let's do some Greek yogurt today. This is flavored Greek yogurt. Slightly more calories, but 12 grams of protein, 9 grams of carbs. Going to eat that, and it's good. 600 calories remaining. All of a sudden now it's starting to feel a little bit like, how am I going to eat all this? Well, here's actually something I'll do. Is one of the tools, one of the tricks you can use is sometimes you can expand or decrease the number or the amount of food you've already got listed here. Like, for example, liquid egg whites. I got 16 tablespoons, but you know what I'm going to do? Let's get fancy and add some of the Eggland's Best eggs. Like this is a whole egg. I'm just going to put the whole egg in there. Breakfast. Just knock that number down just a little bit. So a little bit of fat in my breakfast now, a little bit of extra protein. We're looking good. 542 calories remaining. Is there anything else here that I would want to expand? Probably not. I think that this is enough of all these categories. Well, okay, so my pre-workout, I mentioned putting some carbs in there if I can afford them. Looks like I can, and today I'm going to use raisins. Raisins are an excellent form of carbs, and what you're going to see about this is 1 gram of protein, 0 fat. Love it. Let's put a little bit of that on my pre-workout. It's already got 1/4 of a cup on there. I'm going to do that. That looks good. 422 calories remaining. You know what else I've really been enjoying lately? This is just kind of how this works when you're building these plans. You think about what you've been eating and what you'd like to eat again. I've been enjoying these fruit bars. So let's do a real fruit, I think is what I call them. Now there it is there. Fruit bar. This is just a frozen fruit bar. Going to add that as a snack. 362 grams remaining. I still got some room. What else do I want to eat today? Man, this is getting tough because there's not a lot that I'm really into. Let's look at the stuff I've been eating recently. Does anything stand out to me? What do I got here? I'm over on my carbs just a little bit, so I got to stay away from my carbs. What could I do? No carbs. No carbs. Well, you know what I can do here? Let's try. I can actually have a little bit of extra. Oh, you know what? I've got some deli corned beef, sliced corned beef in there. So let's do a little bit of corned beef. 3 ounces. That'd be a nice little sort of snack on the side, and I'll put it on a wrap. Now, a little bit of the problem here is because I'm already over on my carbs, if I put a wrap on there, that's going to bump my carbs up. So then actually what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to remove this fruit bar right here and add in, actually let's look. So now I'm above on my carbs. Now I'm going to add in another wrap, plain wellness wrap, snack right there. So I basically swapped those two out. 282 total calories remaining. This is under the 2,700 calorie goal that I've got. And frankly, this is looking good for me right now. It's a pretty extreme cut. And I may end up adding some food into this later today. I'm not just going to eat the food. I'll actually put it into my plan and make sure that it works okay. But that's how you build these. You just think about, for me, it's a 3-step process. Again, it's start with your staples, add those things in first. Next, go to your cravings, try to add those in if you can, and then work your meals from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And just play around with it. It's a puzzle every single day. If you do it every day, if you do it every week, it's a puzzle. Put some pieces in, take some pieces out, adjust the volumes. But apps like My Macros Plus make it really easy to be able to track these things and take a lot of the guesswork out of it. So that's my meal for the day. 282 calories remaining. I'm questioning if that's going to work. I'll probably have to add some, and maybe another cup of chicken bone broth, get a little bit more protein in. But that's it. Hopefully this was enjoyable. Hopefully it was helpful. Again, like this if it was, and maybe even the subscribe button while you are already here. And I've got to get to eating. So we'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.